name is Nigel. I'm a CAD engineer based at PW Circuits, manufacturers, assemblers and designers of printed circuit boards. Today we're going to be talking about the annular ring on a PCB. So what's an annular ring? How do you work it out? What size you should be aiming for? So what's an annular ring? Annular ring is the amount of copper left in a copper pad once you've drilled out that pad with your hole. So it's the distance between the edge of the barrel of the drill and the edge of the copper plate. How do we measure the ring then? For non-plated holes, it's just as I said, edge of the barrel to the edge of the pad, whatever that measurement is the height, is your annular ring. With a plated through hole, it's slightly different because your manufacturer will drill the hole slightly bigger to compensate for the copper down the hole when it goes through plating. So as a default, depending on the copper weight, but as a default, we drill the hole 0.1 bigger. So a hole which is 0.6 we'll drill 0.7. If it's a PTH hole of 4mm, we'll drill it 4.1. What do you need to worry about? Why do you need to worry about the annular ring? So to make sure that your board is manufacturable, particularly if it's a very tight annular ring, you risk the fact that you're going to have breakouts in the pads. It might not be a problem for you, or you might need it fully, have a copper ring all the way around the edge of the hole to increase the copper connectivity. You've also got to bear in mind with inner layers on a multi-layer PCB the fact that you get slight movement perhaps on the inner layers, so that's why you need to have a slightly bigger annular ring to make sure you don't get any breakouts. It also depends on where the drill strikes the pad. You might be pushing your luck and hitting the actual track, reducing the amount of copper connected greatly. So what should the annular ring size be? Okay, so for us, you've got 5 thou, which is 0.127 millimeters, which is just standard minimum annular ring. For inner layers, we're looking for slightly bigger, 0.152 millimeters, because of that movement on the inner layers. But this is always subject to design. So even though I'm saying those figures, that's not necessarily the maximum or the minimum we can do. We can go lower. We see a lot of annular rings now which is just 0.1, 4 thou, and we can make those as well, but this is just our standard minimum. So don't be put off by those figures. If you think that we can't make your board, we probably can, so don't worry about that. Okay, so I've quickly switched over to our CAD software, Visual Cam, just to show you a couple of examples of the annular ring and how the drills can affect it. So in this example here, I've got 2mm pads and I've got 3 different drill sizes, 1.8, 1.7 and 1.6mm holes. At the top here, it's listing the annular ring for each of these pads and whether it's a PTH hole or a non-PTH hole. So an example here, the PTH hole with a 1.8mm drill shows that you've only got an annular ring of 0.051mm, which is really tight. It's possible we could make it depending on your design, but if you have lots of those with that type of annular ring, then it's going to be very tricky. In the middle, we've got a 0.1 annular ring, which is 4 thou, which is becoming more and more the standard, minimum standard that we see with that size annular ring. And on the right, 1.52 millimeters, 0.152 millimeters, which is the larger annular ring. Obviously, the larger annular ring, the better the strike rate, the cheaper the cost of your PCBs are going to be. And this is our standard annular ring is 1.27 minimum on the outer layers. And on the inner layers, slightly different again, because we're looking for an inner layer minimum of 1.52 millimeters, which would be this annular ring here. Also on the inner layers, if it's not mentioned, we will always teardrop the tracks. That increases the amount of copper between here and the edge of the track. So if the drilling does move or the inner layers are slightly moved, you're not actually going to be hitting the track, you're going to be hitting the teardropping, which is the standard thing we do if it isn't mentioned not to do it in your design software. Okay, so thanks for listening. My name is Nigel. My details are on there, all our contact details are on there. If you hit the like button and the subscribe button, that'll be superb as well. And look forward to giving another video for you soon. Thanks very much.